Students ask how to make a good introduction. Well, there's a lot of ways to make introductions. There's a lot of what I call garden variety introductions, really common ways to go without making anything special, just to set up a tune and set up the tempo for a tune. If you're playing a ballad, you want to have a nice ballad introduction, and if you want a tempo tune, you're going to make an introduction with a little tempo to it to usher in the song. You can have special introductions. That's a different thing. When you take the time to create something that's unusual, unique, and it's not garden variety. What I'm going to talk about here is just the garden variety introductions that we all use spontaneously. All of us piano players, when we're playing alone and setting up our own tunes, or playing with an accompanist or a band. A big part of an introduction is to set up the key. Set up the key in your ear, and for the players or for the singer you might be working with. So that's a real function of the introduction, rather than just creating something nice that precedes the tune. The most universal and common thing that we can do to create an introduction is to play a 5 chord. We can play this 5 chord in a lot of ways. We can hit it as a solid chord, and we're ready to go. Or we can break it up, start the song. A dominant 7 chord. Now this works great if your song is beginning with the 1 chord. So if you're in the key of C, a dominant 7 is G7. It assumes that it's leading you to the 1 chord, the C major chord of some kind. Now, not all songs start with the 1 chord, but most do. So generally speaking, we can use a 5 chord to introduce the song. It's not very creative, but it does lead you to the 1 chord. If that's all you get, sometimes it's not enough. But I'm just saying what the most general thing is, hit a 5 chord, and there you can go to the 1 chord. It also works if your song starts with a 2 chord. In the key of C, that would be a D minor of some kind. And a lot of standards do start with the 2 chords, so it'll work there also. But we can expand on this 5 chord. We can put a 2 chord in front of it, so now we have a 2-5 progression. That comes from our 2-5-1 jazz progression. And when we're playing standards, this is what most standards are made up of, a preponderance of 2-5-1 progressions, either 2-5 or 2-5-1. And that's what we study, of course, when we're studying courses and playing standards and jazz. A lot of 2-5-1s. So it's one of our basic introductions. Play a 2 and a 5. So we're putting the 2 in front of the 5 to make it a longer introduction. Or I can flourish this up 2-5 like this. So it sets the ear a little better. You're hearing the 2-5. And we can do other things now from this point. We can play the 2 and the 5 and go to the 1 and then back to the 5. Now that really establishes us solid for what we're about to play. We're going to really set our ear into the key, and your band or the singer, or even for your own song, it sets it up in a very clear way. 2-5-1-5. Now, in all of these ideas where I'm showing you how to use the 2-5-1, etc., you can use your regular 7th chords, minor 7 and dominant 7 and major 7 or major 6. Or you can use rootless chords. It's up to you. If you know your rootless chords, it puts more of a jazz sound into the chords. Now, if you're working with rootless chords already, whether you've learned them from my series on rootless chords or some other teacher, we're all teaching the same thing, just different ways of presenting it. So you've got a 2-5-1, you could use a basic A-shaped rootless chord. Just basic rootless chords. Most of our garden variety introductions come from this very beginning place of 2-5 or 2-5-1 back to the 5. Another thing we can do is go 3-6-2-5. And this makes a longer introduction, quite a pleasant jazz introduction. We use it all the time.